Joe Whitty will be laid to rest Saturday. The founder of Happy Joe's had a profound impact on the people who knew him. He's certainly known for his business that put pizza and ice cream under one roof, as well as creating some unusual combinations for those toppings. But he had a greater passion. Local 4 News director Mike Mickle has been revisiting some of his favorite interviews with Joe this week. Tonight, how the pizza maker changed the lives of children with special needs in this edition of Joe's Journey.
The only thing bigger than Joe Whitty's passion for pizza was his love for kids. He became a huge champion of children with special needs, and it all began with one conversation.
One night I was out just saying goodbye to people, and this lady stopped me and she said, "Mr. Whitty," she said, "do you think I could ever bring my son in here and hear the banjo and piano player?" And I said, "Well, why not?" And she said, "Well, he's severely handicapped and he screams once in a while when he gets excited." And I said, "You're not bringing him in because of that?"
Joe's heart couldn't let any family feel their child wouldn't be welcome.
And I said, "Gosh, bring him in." I said, "I'd love to meet him, love to see him." And so that next Saturday night, she shows up at the door, and I give him I had the little styrofoam straw hats, and I give him a straw hat, and I give him a little beer mug with a Happy Joe dollar or a dollar in it, and I signed my name on it. And he sat over by the piano player, and I never seen anybody have so much fun in their life. And even the people in the place were enjoying seeing him have so much fun.
And Joe hadn't even opened his first restaurant. He was still a manager for another pizza chain.
I said, "Boy, if I ever open my own pizza place," I said, "that first thing I'm going to do is I'm closing one day a year, and we're going to have special need kids coming from all over the country." And we had 35 that year. And I was pretty excited. 35 people showing up in my little store, and stretchers and wheelchairs and walkers.
And of course, Joe being Joe couldn't stop there. He wanted to make sure everyone in his company was involved in the effort.
I put it in our franchise agreement. When I started franchise, I said, "You have to close your store one day a year for the special need kids."
Eventually, the party grew too large for the restaurants to handle the crowd, and the yearly event moved here. Around 2,000 children attend the annual holiday party that is now hosted at the TaxSlayer Center. Joe always tried to remove any obstacles families might have in getting their children to the event.
I remember some school called and said they wouldn't be there because they couldn't get a bus. And I got on the phone with some of my business partners and the people I know, and 15 minutes later we had a bus.
Joe did recall one concern raised about that party.
One kid came to me and said, "Happy Joe, I got a complaint." And I said, "Oh, what's a complaint?" He said, "Could we make the party last longer next year?"
And he did. Reporting for Local 4 News, I'm Mike Mickle.
A reminder, you can pay your respects at his public funeral Saturday morning. That's at 10:30 at St. John Vianney Catholic Church in Bettendorf. His burial follows that at Mount Calvary Cemetery. Then there will be a celebration of his life Saturday from 4 to 9 at Schumer's Hotel and Casino. I'm sure there'll be a great turnout for that.